Hello. Let's explore Pride and Prejudice and how social conventions shape relationships, choices, and personal lives. Written by Jane Austen and published in 1813, it is a classic of English literature. The novel is set in the Regency period, when society was strongly structured by class differences, strict social rules, and clear expectations, especially around marriage, reputation, and gender roles. Through the story of the Bennet family, Austen shows how these social conventions often lead to misunderstanding, pride, and prejudice. She criticizes social rules through irony, character contrast, and free indirect discourse, showing how they shape and sometimes alter people's lives. What if some key characters in the book came to life and told you about social conventions from their perspective? Let's listen to their voices.
Hello, I'm Elizabeth Bennet. I am the second daughter of the Bennet family, with 4 sisters: Jane, Mary, Catherine, and Lydia. In my world, society follows strict rules about class, behaviour, and marriage. However, I have always tried to think independently and to form my own opinions about people and society. I do not believe that a woman's life should be defined only by marriage, wealth, or social status. Social conventions can be limiting and sometimes unfair. People are judged too quickly, based on appearances or reputation rather than on real character. I have also made the same mistake when I trusted Mr. Wickham's version of events and misunderstood Mr. Darcy's character. This shows how deeply social judgment and prejudice influence everyone, including myself. At first, I met Mr. Darcy in society and I immediately formed a negative opinion of him. He appeared proud, distant, and even rude, especially during social events. Because of this, I believed he looked down on people of lower social status, including my family. Mr. Darcy also revealed his prejudices. In his proposal to me, he highlighted the social distance between us and presented our union as something he should not consider because of my lower social status and my family's reputation. Fortunately, as often happens in novels of manners, things are eventually resolved. Both Mr. Darcy and I managed to overcome our pride and prejudice. I realized that my first judgment of him had been based on misunderstanding and superficial impressions, just as his opinion of me had been influenced by social prejudice and my family's reputation. Step by step, we both learned to look beyond social conventions, class differences, and first impressions.
Hello, I am Mr. Darcy. I belong to the upper class, and I have always been aware of my social position and responsibilities. I have also been influenced by strong social expectations as a member of the aristocracy. Society has expected me to maintain my family's reputation, to behave with reserve in public, and to choose a socially appropriate marriage that preserves my status. At first, I judged people mainly by their rank and family reputation. Because of this, I considered Elizabeth Bennet and her family socially inferior, and I behaved with reserve and pride, which made me appear arrogant and distant. However, my encounter with Elizabeth gradually changed me. I realized that my judgment was influenced by prejudice, and that a person's real value does not depend on social class. I also learned humility after realizing that I had separated Bingley and Jane. Later, I helped when Lydia ran away with Wickham, which caused a serious scandal for her family and created a moment of crisis. I have learned to question my first judgments and to think more carefully about others.
Hello, I am Mrs. Bennet. My main goal in life is to secure the future of my daughters through marriage, because in our society a woman's stability depends on a good match. This is why I constantly look for wealthy and respectable husbands for them, especially Mr. Bingley, whom I immediately consider an excellent opportunity for my eldest daughter, Jane. I am always anxious about their future, because I know that without marriage, my daughters may not have security or a proper position in society. This is why I paid great attention to social events, visits, and introductions, hoping to create the right opportunities for them. When my daughter, Lydia, ran away with Mr. Wickham, I was deeply worried, because such behavior can damage not only her reputation, but the reputation of the entire family. My behavior may seem excessive, but it reflects the strong pressure placed on families like mine, where marriage is not only about love, but about security, reputation, and social position.
I am Mr. Collins. I am a clergyman, and I firmly believe that marriage should follow reason, duty, and social hierarchy rather than personal feelings. I proposed to Elizabeth Bennet because I considered it a suitable and practical match. The Bennet estate was entailed to me, because it could only be inherited by a male heir. For this reason, her family seemed a logical choice for my future. My connection to Lady Catherine de Bourgh also influenced my decision. She advised me to marry, and I take her guidance very seriously. She is a powerful woman who gave me my position, and I depend on her support. When Elizabeth refused me, I did not question my beliefs. Instead, I quickly redirected my attention to another suitable candidate, and I soon proposed to Charlotte Lucas, who accepted my offer because she considered marriage a matter of practical security and social stability, rather than love. My position and connections were enough for her to see it as a suitable match. For me, marriage is not about love, but about social stability and practical convenience.
Hello, I am Lady Catherine de Bourgh. I represent the highest level of society, where class and rank determine what is acceptable and what is not. I strongly believe that social boundaries must be respected, especially in matters of marriage, as unions should preserve the purity of class structure. I also believe it is my role to guide and correct those who do not act according to their proper social position, so that order in society is maintained. For this reason, I opposed the idea of Mr. Darcy marrying Elizabeth Bennet, as I consider it a violation of social expectations and family prestige.
Are you curious to discover the fascinating world of the novel with all its characters, relationships, and emotions? Pride and Prejudice is open to all, waiting to be explored, discovered, and enjoyed. Happy reading, everyone!